careful, get it up.
On the way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block.
We interrupt the Iron Bowl with breaking news. There has been a new development in partnering pedagogy. We will go to Marvin Popwell with a live report. I have discovered the best teaching method ever. It's called team-based. Team-based learning is designed to provide the students with both conceptual and procedural knowledge. In a team-based learning classroom, students are organized into groups. Students will remain in the same group throughout the entire semester. After the students are organized into their groups, the course content is then organized. The course content is usually organized into 5 to 7 major units. In order for a team-based learning classroom to be successful, 4 essential elements must be performed. First element is groups. The instructor must properly form and manage the groups. The second element is accountability. Students must be held accountable for the quality of both their individual work as well as their group work. A third element is feedback. Students must receive frequent and timely feedback. Fourth element is assignment design. The group assignments must promote both learning and team developments. In order for a team-based learning classroom to be successful, these 4 elements need to be followed by both the instructor as well as the students. The first element is very crucial to the instructor. The instructor needs to organize the groups so they can oversee 3 important areas. First area is to ensure that all groups have adequate resources to draw from in completing their assignments. In order to make sure groups are effective as possible, they should be as diverse as possible. Each group should contain a mix of different student characteristics. Also, the instructor needs to be sure to have a variety of ethnicity as well as race. The objective of this is to make sure the group will have different perspectives. Also, when forming the group, the instructor needs to avoid coalitions. Coalitions within the group could threaten the group's development. Avoid having boyfriend and girlfriend in the same group. It is the role of the instructor to form these groups because students will seek other students that relate more to them than students that relate least to them. Another important role that the instructor has on the group comes from element number 3, student feedback. Immediate feedback is the primary instructional lever in team-based learning. There is 2 reasons why this is important. One reason is that feedback is essential to content learning and retention. The second reason is that immediate feedback has a tremendous impact on group development. Feedback from the instructor will have a positive effect on the group. It will keep students more engaged in the lesson. Team-based learning classroom requires the students to be accountable to the instructor as well as to their classmates for the amount of work plus the quality of their work, compared to the traditional way of only having to be accountable to the instructor. Also, the teams have to be accountable for quality and quantity of their work as a whole. Students have to have accountability for individual pre-class preparation, contributing to the team, and high-quality team performance. Lack of preparation puts limits on both the individual plus the group development. If one or more of the members of the group have come unprepared, then it puts the group as a whole behind. It would not be fair to students of the group who came prepared to have to do the other students' work. All members of the group has to do their part in order for the group to be successful. The next role of the students is they have to contribute to the team. One student should not be doing all the work. The instructor needs to make sure they set up a way for peers to evaluate each other. Examples of contributions to the team include preparation for teamwork, attendance in and out of the classroom, and contribution to team discussions. Another role for students is for high-quality team performance. This means to develop an effective means to assess team performance. There are 2 keys to assess teams. One way is to create work that can be compared to the other groups, and the second is to use the work frequently and in a timely. The process of team-based learning is broken down into 5 essential components. First component is individual pre-work. Students should use preparatory materials. The second is the IRAT, Individual Readiness Assurance Test. This is a quiz on the pre-work materials. Third process is the TRAT, Team Readiness Assurance Test. Students will take the same quiz as a group. The fourth process is the clarification session. Students will have the opportunity to ask questions about the quiz. The fifth process is called application exercise. Students will work in groups to expand on the knowledge they learned from the instructor about the subject. One obstacle to overcome is students not doing their pre-work. This could allow the student and the group to fall behind. Another obstacle is the student not being interested in the topic. This will cause minimal effort in the group. Another obstacle could be laziness. A student may think that because they are in a group, they do not have to do their part in the group work. Team-based learning offers an advantage to not only the student, but to administrators and individual faculty members. For students, team-based learning allows a number of outcomes that are nearly impossible in the traditional style classroom. With team-based learning, students understand this subject in a more depth manner than just understanding the plain facts about the subject. Also, this allows students to understand their own strengths and weaknesses. Many benefits for administrators are related to the social impact it will have on the students. Team-based learning is very cost efficient and will save the instructors money. In the traditional style classroom, many times students will get bored and will not pay attention. But with team-based learning, it keeps the students focused on the subject matter and keeps the students more focused on what they need to be learning. These are just a few of the advantages of team-based learning. Now, there are a couple disadvantages to team-based learning as well. One disadvantage is if the assignment does not capture the student's interest. Many times, if the student is not interested in the subject, they will only put forth minimal effort. They will put forth enough effort just to get a good enough grade to pass. Team-based learning has been shown to produce learning gains in a variety of classrooms. Team-based learning is considered as a version of a flipped classroom in which the student is given the topic and they teach themselves, compared to the instructor giving the lesson. A survey was conducted to see if team-based learning technique actually works. Data was gathered on over 2,000 students in 14 physics classes that was taught by traditional methods. He took that data and then compared it to the same classes that was taught by a team-based learning method. It was found that the team-based learning method had learning gains almost 2 standard deviations higher than the students taught by the traditional methods. So it appears as if the team-based learning method is effective. And now back to our regular scheduled programming.
No flags! Touchdown! Auburn! An answered prayer!